so good to be back here in South Carolina, home of the Gamecocks.
The iron Keyshawn swords in from the weak side, however, and flushes that done.
There it is.
Driven hard. The Gamecocks will take the series against their rival.
Hi again, everybody. Happy holidays. Welcome to another edition of Gamecock Insider. I'm your host, Derek Scott. We are at Colonial Life Arena. Gamecock men's and women's basketball returning to action after a break for final exams to wrap up the fall semester. Both of those teams have continued winning, and we're going to show you highlights from recent victories here on the program and get a little more in detail with both squads as well. So settle in for the next 30 minutes or so. As always, we get things started with our Prisma Health injury update. And really the only thing to detail there involves freshman Morris Ugasuk with the men's program, who's been dealing with an ankle injury of late. Morris had to miss the Clemson game. He was cleared to play against East Carolina, but then re-aggravated that ankle in that particular contest. And so he's been resting it and getting it treated this past week, and hopefully he'll be better for that in the coming games. That's your injury update, brought to you by Prisma Health, the official team physicians of your Gamecocks. Now, speaking of that men's basketball team, a recent hiccup, of course, took place against a nationally ranked Clemson Tiger team, but South Carolina got right back on that horse and picked up a huge road win against East Carolina. This team is continuing to trend upward, and we've got the receipts to prove it.
They may not, they may have lost their first game, Max, but I still feel like I came out of this just as excited about South Carolina moving forward. I still think the Gamecocks are trending upwards. So
I'm excited. I'm even more excited about it. You're looking at the rest of this schedule before conference play. They could be on a little bit of a roll here.
The Gamecocks back to their winning ways after now South Carolina has an 8-1 record.
That's what the elite do. They evaluate everything they do, and if they did it well enough.
Davis off the eyeball screen. Over to Johnson, and another three.
Every defense, you got to sweat it.
So Gamecock men's basketball gets through a very challenging week. 2 road games, 2 really tough crowds to deal with. They're 1-1, and I think Lamont Paris feels pretty good about where this team is coming out of that challenging week on the schedule. Next few games all at home. We're back with more of Gamecock Insider from Learfield in just a moment.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Prisma Health, the official healthcare provider of the Gamecocks, and by Liberty Tap Room. Liberty Tap Room is the home for the Columbia Craft Call-In Show with Gamecock men's and women's basketball. Meet us at Liberty at 6 p.m. on Thursdays during the season for Carolina Calls. Liberty Tap Room and Grill, Cocky's favorite place to eat in the Vista.
Hey Gamecock fans, I'm Coach Lamont Paris. The best teams are the ones that are always willing to do more. More in the weight room, more in the classroom, more for each other. And it's important for our team doctors to have the same mindset. With access to more locations, more specially trained experts, and more personalized care, Prisma Health is doing even more to care for our team and our fans. Prisma Health, official healthcare system and team physicians for the Gamecocks.
And it's another big night for the Gamecocks here in Colonial Life Arena.
Throughout my life, my friends and my family have supported me through the championships and the challenges. That's why it's so important for me to lift people up, to help them overcome the obstacles in their way. Colonial Life benefits keep you prepared for life's unexpected moments, empowering people to achieve goals they thought weren't possible. That's what really matters. Colonial Life, keep unexpecting.
Good morning, America. Today, thousands of our teammates will make and deliver over 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally, in towns large and small. From the heartland to the coast, our products are moving and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose. We love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Farm Bureau Insurance wants to give you a VIP experience this baseball season. Visit usccontest.com and register for your chance to be Cocky's game day guest. Winners will get a special invitation to a game, an autographed baseball and ball cap, 2 premium tickets, a trip to the radio booth, and more. Visit usccontest.com to register today. Cocky's Game Day Guest is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, here for all your auto, home, and life insurance needs.
Welcome back to the Gamecock Insider, everybody. Carolina women's basketball retains its #1 ranking in the nation after a recent victory over Utah. That contest was in the spotlight at the Women's Showcase of the Basketball Hall of Fame event up in Uncasville, Connecticut. 2 nationally ranked teams going head-to-head. It was a nip and tuck affair. Carolina came out on top. Let's take a look at the highlights.
We like to play November, December for March and April. We're going to test and measure where we are and play with the very best this country has to offer.
Why is this team special?
Everyone's special on this team. We're a weapon. We play together. We love to play with each other. We're a force to be reckoned with.
The tightness, like the chemistry, is a real thing. We've built that since the summer. The players, their sisterhood, that when you're in this type of environment, it pays big dividends. At some point, this young, inexperienced team is going to grow up. And it's going to grow up when they need to grow up. But they're hungry now.
Matchup here, #1 South Carolina, #11 Utah. 2 of the most exciting offenses in the country. Both teams plenty of weapons to choose from.
Have fun, share the ball, play hard, talk, this Windows 50-50 ball.
Play your game, do what you do.
We got same lineup! Same game plan, same days! We only need!
In the Invesco QQQ Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Showcase, and we are underway. Pow on the reverse, flips it in. South Carolina, undefeated, #1 team in the nation. Kids, a long step, held the pivot, and finish. Looking to work Watkins. Peely gets denied by Watkins. Wiley will fire, and hit from 3. But a 6-0 run from the Gamecocks to end the half, 41-34.
We got to build our lead the same way that we got it, which is really good shots. Once we have really good shots, we knock them down.
On the drive, Young gets denied emphatically on the interior. Here's Hall on the other end, laying it in. Cardoso sheds Johnson and lays it in. Alpal has just such a poise about her in these moments. The runner, you bet! Gets denied by Watkins. What a rejection. Hall lays it in, plus the foul. And South Carolina survives as the Gamecocks remain undefeated.
Boy, a big performance from Tahina Pau helps power the Gamecocks to the win over Utah. And speaking of Tahina, she is our Terminix Pest Player of the Week, but you know, that's an easy decision because she was the SEC's Women's Basketball Player of the Week. Thanks to her performance, she earned the MVP honors of that event up in Connecticut. And Tahina Pau, who is still shooting over 50% from three-point territory this season, certainly a worthy honoree. She has been a great addition to Don Staley's squad coming in out of the transfer portal this season. So congratulations to Tahina Pau, our Terminix Pest Player of the Week. We've got more of the Gamecock Insider in just a moment from Learfield.
My darling granddaughter, when I was your age, I was given this camera. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
Merry Christmas, Grandma. Right now, lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE for just $339 a month for 24 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash. That's just $339 a month on the Toyota RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
What does farm to table mean to you? Fresher, tastier food? Sitting down with family and friends at local restaurants? Sure, but thanks to South Carolina farmers and chefs, you can enjoy farm to table anywhere. That's because when you buy certified SC, you're supporting South Carolina farmers and getting locally grown food that's perfect for whatever table. So choose local, choose fresh. It's a matter of taste.
I was perfectly happy where I was. I just coached one of the biggest games of my life. Then, just 3 days later, I was moving to South Carolina. That was unexpected. But that's how life works. Colonial Life's benefits keep you prepared for life's unexpected moments, empowering people to achieve their goals and keep moving forward. Colonial Life, keep unexpecting.
Farm Bureau Insurance wants to give you a VIP experience this baseball season. Visit usccontest.com and register for your chance to be Cocky's game day guest. Winners will get a special invitation to a game, an autographed baseball and ball cap, 2 premium tickets, a trip to the radio booth, and more. Visit usccontest.com to register today. Cocky's Game Day Guest is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, here for all your auto, home, and life insurance needs.
Good hard work has earned Ethan Petrie the title of Colonial Life Academic Athlete of the Week. A member of the baseball team, Ethan is a mass communications major with a 3.51 grade point average. This week's academic athlete is brought to you by Colonial Life. Colonial Life, the benefits of good hard work.
Johnson rises, buries it.
Johnson has the ability to measure you up at the perimeter. Watch this as Johnson just goes and makes that three, and we're all knotted at 56.
That's your Sansbury. Did you see that play? A clutch shot from Michi Johnson when the Gamecocks needed it most as they come out of a late deficit and pick up the win against East Carolina. Michi was huge in the second half of that contest, as he has been so often lately for the Gamecocks. Speaking of men's basketball, the Gamecocks Plus series continues. It's called Changing Expectations, and recently the first chapter of that has gone online. Here's a little sample of what you could see.
Beat Kentucky, beat some other good schools, first home game, first SEC game on the road, Vanderbilt, overtime, Georgia, overtime, Alabama, #1 team in the country, you know, had them overtime, Arkansas, 2-point. I can go down the road and you say 2 4-point loss games and why did we win? A lot of times just not connected. Chemistry wasn't there, you know, no togetherness, none of that. So I feel like this team, we have that.
I chose South Carolina just because of the vision that Coach Paris came to me with, the trust that he had in me as a player. And I also just truly believe in the group of guys that we brought in, the group of guys that were already here. And I think we're building something really, really special at the moment.
It'll be an outstanding success, a resounding success this year if we can have close to the amount of growth that we were able to have last year, because the ceiling's much higher for this team than it was for last year.
Hey, Gamecock fans. I'm Coach Dawn Staley. The best teams are the ones that are always willing to do more. More in the weight room, more in the classroom, more for each other. And it's important for our team doctors to have the same mindset, with access to more locations, more specially trained experts, and more personalized care. Prisma Health is doing even more to care for our team and our fans. Prisma Health, official healthcare system and team physicians for the Gamecocks.
What is a team? A team is a group of individuals working together to accomplish a shared goal. A team is a collaborative partnership. Teams trust each other, strive for greatness together. A team creates something unique, builds something better together. This team is diverse, different positions that make us whole. Officer, nurse, electrician, counselor. This team is making a difference. Together, this team is making corrections.
Hey Gamecock fans, I'm here to ask you for your support of the Garnet Trust, the official NIL partner of Gamecock Athletics. NIL opportunities are an important part of the student-athlete experience at the University of South Carolina and across the country. Join us as we continue to compete at the highest level of college basketball. Visit garnettrust.com today to join the growing community of members ensuring our athletes are set for their future.
Good morning, America. Today, thousands of our teammates will make and deliver over 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally, in towns large and small. From the heartland to the coast, our products are moving and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose. We love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Welcome back to Gamecock Insider, everybody. I'm Derek Scott. Carolina's women's basketball team has some new leadership this year, but that's what happens when you lose 7 seniors, as they did off of last year's squad. It has not phased this bunch, though. They remain #1 in the nation, and in large part that's due to the tremendous play they've gotten out of the backcourt. A big part of that has been sophomore Raven Johnson. Our Brad Muller had a chance to sit down and talk with her and get to know more about her story.
All right, Raven, first the most pressing question. Where does the nickname Hollywood come from?
I got named that by my AU coach, Coach Mo. When I was younger, I used to wear all this glittery stuff. I was very girly. Like I used to come, my favorite store was Justice. It was a store called Justice, and they used to sell so much glitter stuff. So I used to have like Skechers. Everything was just glittery about me, and I used to just light up. I guess I used to light the room up or something.
Okay, well, you're still lighting things up on the basketball court now, so you still keep the nickname, or does anyone call you that anymore?
All the fans call me Hollywood Raven. So.
Okay, all right. Now, is that a hard nickname to live up to? I mean, that's it's pretty heavy.
I don't think it's hard to live up to. It's just a name. I think it's just who I am. I guess beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, your career here, let's go back a couple of years, didn't start maybe the way you wanted to. Your first year here, I think game 2, we're out in South Dakota, and you get the knee injury, and you're out for the year. Take us back. What's going through your head at that time, and how did you push through that year?
Well, that year was very tough for me. I wouldn't be here without my teammates, Coach Staley, the staff, our great staff, Craig, Molly. That year, I wanted to quit basketball. I remember crying in my room every day. My teammates didn't really know. Nobody knew, but LA, I feel like LA was there for me a lot because she got me closer with God when I was going through that phase. And I think that getting closer with God helped me a lot with going through that phase. And not even that, I think I got bigger during that phase because I was so depressed. I was just doing things. And I also didn't travel, like go to an away game, so I was just here by myself. And I was like, I don't think basketball is for me. It was just times like I didn't want to play basketball, but my mom, my grandmother, my brother, they were there talking to me. Coach Staley, like my support system, they were there. So I want to thank them for sure. That was a rough time for me.
Did that help you as you look back now and see where you are in your career through the last 2 seasons or season and a half, or not even a half? Did that help you in your basketball career to learn how to go through tough times, persevere, things like that?
I would say that's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. It made me mentally and physically tough overall, like just in a body aspect and a head aspect. I can get through adversity, get through hard things like that. That made me tough overall. So I think that was one of the best things that ever happened to me.
You come back from the injury last year, and you're very productive, whether it was coming off the bench or starting a few games. But you didn't have to be, I don't want to say you didn't have to be Hollywood, because you're always Hollywood, but you didn't have to be #1. Do you feel like there was less pressure on you, or did you put a lot of pressure on yourself last year?
Well, we had those freshies. I mean, that was the best recruiting class that came through here. Aaliyah Boston was a great leader. She was always there for me. There were games I'm not going to say games. I think all the games I was nervous because I was coming back off my injury, but Aaliyah Boston was in my ear like, you know who you are? You're Raven Johnson. Like, go out there, do you. And I feel like I gave a big spark to the team when I did get in the game.
Last year, a terrific year. Obviously, you guys win SEC championships. You get all the way to the Final Four. Obviously, where this program is that they aspire for more than Final Fours. What was that like for you guys, after when the season ended, and did that serve as motivation?
Well, last year it put fuel to the fire for me, so I know it put fuel to the fire to my teammates because that loss was a tough loss, and not even that. Like this viral video went viral of me getting waved off, and people really don't know how I felt behind the scenes of that video. Like I was crying. I went to coach and I was like why does that happen? Why does that have to happen to me? Mm-hmm. And I feel like things like that, like again, make me mentally tough, physically tough, because I asked God, like, you know, was that meant for me? Like, did it have to happen to me? And I feel like it happens to the best of us. So that definitely put fuel to the fire. And this is why this season is called revenge season for me. So I'm going to show everybody why, you know, I am one of the top point guards in the country.
Well, so far so good with what you and the Gamecocks have done early in the season. Take us through the offseason. What did you want to work on this year, since you felt like you were going to make a bigger impact with obviously everyone that graduated, and you're a year older now, so it's your turn to be one of the ones or more of that. Take us through, I guess, what your goals, what you wanted to work on going into this season.
Definitely shooting. Like I said, from last year, shooting, getting our shooting percentage up so that people can respect our guards and it can open up the paint for the post player. So shooting, and then working on like driving to the basket, just being more aggressive with my game, looking to score more so it can open up others. And then just, I already have my passing ability, so add that together, I think that's lethal.
Because of all the starters that graduated last year, but you've been in the program for several years, kind of a new team this year because, again, totally different starting lineup. Did you feel pressure to take on a leadership role this year?
I'm not going to say I felt pressure, but if you would have seen us in June, this team in June, I didn't think this team was going to be how we are now. I think we came a long way. Those days where we ran from baseline to baseline, for every little thing in practice, I think it pays off. But if you would have seen this team in June, you wouldn't think this team would be how we are today. But I love this team. We're like a young, fierce, feisty team that wants to win. We're like a sponge. We all learn, we all help each other, we hold each other accountable, and we're just gonna continue to grow. So.
What do you think's been the difference since back in June to the early part of the season this year?
Just getting better every day. Practice. It starts in practice. We dialed into the little things like defense, and I think defense translates to offense, and then our little transition. It started with Coach Staley. I mean, that's the best coach in the game. So we listen to her. Everything else gonna pay off.
What do you think is the biggest thing you've learned from Coach Staley so far through your career?
The biggest thing is the point guard role. Things that she sees, I'll be like, wow, like, Coach, how do you see that? And then she just opened up my mindset as a point guard. So I think just being under her, I will be one of the great point guards.
Is it hard when you're a standout high school player and think you know everything? There's always the saying that when freshmen come in, they don't know what they don't know. Do you see more now of maybe what you didn't know?
Oh, yes, definitely. Under Coach Staley and playing the point guard spot, you trust me, you don't know a lot at that spot with her. Like, she knows the ins and outs with that spot, and I love her being my coach because I learned so much with her. Not even on the court, off the court. So.
Well, you seem to have a very well-rounded game, just looking at some games that went back-to-back early in the season for you this year. You had the one game where you had 17 assists, which was one shy of a school single-game record. But in that same game, you still had a decent amount of points. I think you had 5 steals. I think you rattled off 3 straight games with 5 steals, and then you had a game with 18 points. What's going through your head before each game? Do you think of yourself as, I need to be a scorer, or I need to be a distributor, or what goes through your mind before a game?
Honestly, I'm thinking win, to do whatever it takes to win. Like, whatever I got to do to put my teammates in the best positions to win, then I have to do that. If I got to score to win, then I have to do that. I don't really look at, I honestly didn't even know I was close to 17 assists to fourth quarter. I didn't know I was close to 18 assists to fourth quarter. So I just do whatever it takes to win, those little things to win.
You like to go, go, go. It seems like a lot of times, your favorite speed is whatever the highest gear is. Where does that come from?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm like the energetic, energizer, I guess, person. So when I get the ball, I'm looking to go, push. And I think that my teammates know to get up the floor, because if I have the ball, you're going to get the ball. I'm going to find a way to dime the ball to you or put you in the best position to score. So I think that go, go, go is a good thing. But I also think that Pal, with having her, she's like a change of speed type of point guard. So we need that when teams set us up or get back in transition. So I'm glad to have her as, on my side.
When the South Carolina women's basketball team makes 3 3-pointers in a game, you'll score a free 3-piece hand-breaded chicken tender the next day at Hardee's. Simply download the Gamecocks app, show the Hardee's cashier the app offer, and enjoy hand-breaded tender deliciousness. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer brought to you by your friends at Hardee's. Participating Columbia and Spartanburg area restaurants only. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Let me educate you real quick. The lottery is not about getting rich. No, the lottery is about helping people, and it always has been. It was the lottery that helped raise the Great Wall of China. Lotteries maintain the roads of ancient Rome and helped to usher in Western civilization as we know it. The lottery forged a foundation in this country and then helped fund a revolution against tyranny that built on that foundation. And today, in South Carolina, the revolution continues. But we're not building walls or roads or bridges. We're investing in you. Every year, the South Carolina Education Lottery raises millions of dollars to help build an educated, well-equipped, and prepared people. And if you want to get in on the action, there's no better partner. After all, education is our middle name.
For over 40 years, Sound & Images has been South Carolina's corporate multimedia partner for live events. Sound & Images is also your resource for commercial audiovisual installations. Help your teams collaborate more efficiently with a custom-crafted AV solution from Sound & Images. Whether you want a single monitor upgrade or a turnkey AV system, we are dedicated to helping you incorporate easy-to-use technology into your space. And we offer the best-in-class support and service. Elevate your AV. Call Sound & Images today.
What does farm to table mean to you? Fresher, tastier food? Sitting down with family and friends at local restaurants? Sure, but thanks to South Carolina farmers and chefs, you can enjoy farm to table anywhere. That's because when you buy certified SC, you're supporting South Carolina farmers and getting locally grown food that's perfect for whatever table. So choose local, choose fresh. It's a matter of taste.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Prisma Health, the official healthcare provider of the Gamecocks, and by Liberty Tap Room. Liberty Tap Room is the home for the Columbia Craft Call-In Show with Gamecock men's and women's basketball. Meet us at Liberty at 6 p.m. on Thursdays during the season for Carolina calls. Liberty Tap Room and Grill, Cocky's favorite place to eat in the Vista.
Back to wrap things up on this week's edition of the Gamecock Insider. Time for our On the Road segment brought to you by our friends at Toyota. It's the holiday season, so we'll be taking a couple weeks off. So let's talk about the rest of December. Gamecock women's basketball has two different road trips. They'll be headed up to Bowling Green, Ohio to take on the Falcons. You ask, why is South Carolina playing at Bowling Green? Well, you may remember a guy named Fred Schmiel. And Fred is the head coach now at BG. He, of course, longtime assistant coach for Don Staley. Carolina also will be headed to East Carolina a little later on in the month of December. And that's your On the Road segment brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. That'll do it for this week's edition of the Gamecock Insider. I'm Derek Scott. Happy holidays, everyone. We'll see you in January.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.